Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, beautiful souls. My name is Francine here with my channel Manifold Destiny, and I'm here for another channeled message for you guys. So right before I was heading to bed, I got a message, and I wanted to express that as soon as I got it because I felt like the longer I kind of muddled in it and kind of stayed in that energy, the more powerful it became, to where I was like, okay, I can't sleep. So I wanted to give you guys a channeled message, and that is, and so it is, and show it is, for the sake of simplicity or duplicity. And I want to unload that because I feel like I understand immediately what's being said here. There's a sense of a number of you going through saying what you want to be fulfilled and what you want to do, but not expressing it in your actions. There seems to be this battle between saying and so it is at the end of something that you want to achieve or receive, but there's not either a sense of faith completely to that thing that you want to occur. It's almost like there's a sense of you saying it for the sake of doing that. And I think that we all are used to verbiage in every group, whether it's religion, whether it's, you know, groups of people that you resonate with. We tend to have like this lingo when we're talking to people in our group. So I feel like in the spiritual community in particular, a lot of us will say, and so it is. You know, we'll say so many things, but we won't actually commit to the perception and the intention behind what it is that we want. So I want to touch base with that because I feel like Spirit really is kind of working on, as you know, it is as it is really impactful to working on who you are as a person and all of the inconsistencies within, because we all have inconsistencies from what we see out in the world or what we project out in the world and what we actually believe and hold to be of value. Okay? And I want to say that because the energy that I'm feeling is so strong, and that there are a number of people out there that may not resonate with this right away. I'm hearing there may be people coming to this video in 3 years and saying, that's where I'm at. So I want you to take what resonates and not take everything just because someone else is saying it on YouTube. Because the power of your mind and the power of who you are as an individual defines your entire experience. It doesn't matter what people say to you. If you're not believing it or you don't feel like you align with it, it's really pointless to take on someone else's energy and to say that's the truth. Is it feeling like it's the truth to you? Because I feel like a lot of people that are in a prone position will look for people on YouTube to assist them, and that is beautiful. But I want you to know of the power within yourself to question the things that you already have in front of you, that's occurring in front of you, that is what you need to focus on or think about, rather than all of the things that people may try to tell you to think about. And I hope I'm not losing the people that are meant to hear this message. If you resonate with that, then I want you to just understand that simplicity and duplicity are being highlighted to you. Your journey is very unique, but I think there's a sense of wanting to explore all of the hypocrisies that you may have experienced in life, where you were told one thing and then people did another, where you did something and then you didn't want to do it, your heart wasn't in it. There's a need for you to be completely authentic with yourself in order to then see the authenticity in other people. Okay? I wanted to mention there's a couple of numbers that have been coming up. The number 35 and the number 56 have been prevalent. So I've been feeling like those numbers reduce, 35 reduces to 8, and we have 56 reducing to 11. It's about forward movement. I'm seeing the 8 of Wands in my head, of moving forward quickly. There's a lot of progression happening in this time, and I'm not surprised with what's going on in the world today. It feels like so many people are moving so fast that they almost are not owning up to who they were. a year ago, 2 years ago. I think we need to own up to who we are as we're growing as individuals, rather than saying, I'm not that person. I banish the thought of who I was as a young person, or whatever you say to yourself. Please don't banish the past, because the past is going to help and serve you for your present. I feel that very strongly. Do not be duplicitous, which is a sense of being two-faced. And that sounds really rough, but I think there are people that are very direct that I need to talk to, because I see that in myself, and I'm the kind of person to pick it apart. When I feel like there's something that's kind of not consistent with what I feel inside, I want to go to it. And I feel like a number of you guys are ready for that. You're ready for this, and you're enough for this, is what I'm hearing in my head. Clairaudiently, they're just giving me this energy of urgency for you to actually assess and address the way in which you operate in your community with other people, and to always have a sense of humility, to see that what's going on internally, first and foremost, is more important than what you could ever do outside of yourself externally. Okay, so I'm seeing the sun, because it feels like there's like this illumination that's coming to you guys. And this illumination of something that you didn't really see before in yourself. And the more you illuminate the dark, the less scary it seems. A lot of us are so eager to banish or to condemn the dark, without recognizing that the dark is within all of us and in all of us. If you don't see the fact that you have darkness in you, you're living a lie. You're living a lie by saying to somebody, you need to fix that in yourself, but you're not looking at your own self and saying, I need to fix that in me. Because I've had feelings of saying to people, you need to do this, and I was not doing the same thing. And the reason why they were in my path was so that I could learn to do what they were doing. And like, it's so funny how life shows you that. And I feel like you guys have signs and synchronicities in your life where things are going a certain way, and you're looking at people and still saying that you are the victim and that they are the victor. And there's a need for you to recognize that your control, your will is truly yours. You have a decision to make on what you do, whether you sit in that pitiful, merciful, this idea of like this mercy that isn't real, of saying, well, woe is me, I can't do anything now that this has happened. And that's really in your head. It's physical. It's seen and tangible, but truly the extent and the power of it is in your mind. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that for anybody out there. I'm not everybody, but I am myself. And I know that when I look at my experiences in life, I can either look at it as, I'm going to wait till something happens to the person that hurt me or the circumstances that hurt me. Why are you wasting your time on that? Don't waste your time on what other people are doing. Live for yourself. Be free with just letting life take you where it will, and not being so consumed by what people are doing. What I want to do, collective, and the people that are watching, you guys have beautiful souls. I want to speak to spirit and kind of see what messages are coming through as well. But I want to just pray before we start, and it's not going to be from a place of organized religion, but a sense of my soul is speaking to the unseen, so that things become clearer for me here. And so angels, spirit guides, ancestors that are present with us, those that are here with this collective message that want to tell people, that want to tell their loved ones what really is going on with this message, please help us to get the message straightforward and direct, and to get it and have it soaked with compassion and humility so that we can see truly what needs to be seen, so that we're not putting it under the cover or under the carpet. Thank you. I'm hearing immigrant, so it's really interesting because I feel like sometimes when people, you know, in your experience as being an immigrant in a new country, or of being the child of an immigrant, there comes like this nuance in how you see life. And I feel like I had that exact experience because I am a parent. I am a child, not a parent yet. I am a child of immigrant parents, and I came with my own set of experiences from how unique they were as individuals, but of their culture as well. And I feel like a number of you might have that in common with me, where you have experienced this sense of poverty mentality, or this sense of people pleasing, of having to look a certain way or to play a part in a certain way in order to acquire success, to acquire the things that are really out there. And you find that you say to yourself that they're not available to you. But that is your own self-limitations. I'm not saying think all day and do nothing. I'm saying think and then act on your thoughts. Action is key here. Action doesn't always have to be doing something physically, but it's about acting on your mental space. Okay, we have 2 cards here. I just want one more. Spirit, what would you like to say here? We have 4 cards. Don't be defensive, guys. I feel like a number of you might be defensive right now in this very moment from this message. And if you're defensive, it's only going to be very difficult for you to hear me and to hear my heart and to hear the heart of your ancestors and your guides. This is something that you may need to come back to. Or this is something that maybe I'm not the reader or the person for you, but I'm a very direct individual. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, guys. And what I have here, the first card, is death. I have here that you guys are going through major transformation, Scorpio energy, of addressing the shadow, of addressing the end of something that fulfilled the need it had for the time being. And what I mean by that is we all go through stages, and each of those stages are that for a reason. You're not stuck in one stage your entire life, even if you want to be. There's always something that you learn and acquire as you go throughout life. The question of how much you learn is up to you. But I feel like you guys are going through a major transformation right now in your mental space. You're going through a transformation of how you perceive your future and your past. And like I said, your past is not something that you just kind of throw under the covers. You can do that. But what you'll find is that it becomes stronger when you give it that energy of saying, I need to ignore the past. I need to ignore the past. I need to ignore the past. You're making it something that needs to be noticed if you're saying that I need to ignore it. I hope someone's getting what I'm trying to say here, what I'm dishing, what I'm saying, because I feel like it's like a channeling. I'm channeling something here about you moving out of a space of thinking the negative and thinking the worst of the people in your life, of thinking they're just the worst person ever. And it's like, are you recognizing that we're going through this transformation individually? That we're all going through this transformation, and it's not going to look like yours. That doesn't mean stick around with it. Don't stick around with someone who's going through something that is affecting you negatively. You don't have to stick around. It's in your mind. This transformation is all in your mind. I feel like that's the biggest transformation that we're seeing here. The next card we have here is the Queen of Cups. Of emotional stability, of coming to a place of an agreement with yourself and your higher self, of saying, I know where I'm at. I may not know all the details of where I'm at right now in this place, why I'm here and why I'm doing what I'm doing, but I know that I can be emotionally I know that I have power over my emotions, that I don't have to be emotionally manipulated. I don't want you guys to get caught up in the queen and to think that this is somehow just for women. This is not about genders, this is about energies. And the Queen of Cups is a nurturing energy. It's about being nurturing to yourself, of not being either a victim or not allowing yourself to also to release any responsibility you have to yourself going forward from whatever it was that you went through. There's a need for you to stop kind of coming from a place that you already are supposed to surpass. You're supposed to be you're supposed to move forward, and there's a need for you to take that trophy that you acquired from your last experience, your last stage, and you're supposed to take that and to yearn for a bigger one, for something more than just what you have. But you're not going to ignore that you've made these accomplishments along the way. The number 34 is coming, which is about really divine timing. It's about partnership, but also about the divinity of yourself, self-divinity. And when I channel, guys, I want you to know when I'm looking everywhere else, you don't have to know this necessarily, but I want to let you know, it helps me to space out, to look elsewhere for me to understand the message. So if you see me staring at my water or staring at my ball, the crystal right here, or anything, it's because I'm channeling, not because I'm shy, which is, it's something interesting, the perception of looking away from someone. I want you guys to see that if you avert your eyes from someone else, it could be because you're contemplating something, okay? For some reason, someone had to know that. So there's also the 7 of Wands. I was gonna say the Page of Wands, which is a very young energy. It's like a very fiery energy. And this is specifically the 7 of Wands, which is about, it's about defensiveness. It's about standing your ground. What are you standing on? What ground are you standing on? Is it stable? Or is it something that you feel is impossible for you to even dare to do? And what I mean by that is, are you trying to accomplish something that's someone else's, that was never yours to stand up for, to take root for? Is there something that you're doing that you shouldn't be, that isn't in your best interest, or isn't utilizing who you are as a person to the best of your ability? We all come in here with different experiences and different lessons to learn in life, and I feel like someone here is taking the 6 of Wands and the success that they've garnished over time doing something that I think wasn't even meant for you. Like you literally spent all of your time doing something because you thought it was very successful, but it wasn't actually for you. And it's really strong. It's like that defensiveness of like, this is my job, this is what I've been doing for so long, therefore I'm going to keep doing it till I die or till I retire, either one. And it's like a sense of like you being defensive if anything comes in that somehow is different from what you've been used to. You know, and the question is, this is a really strong question. I don't want anyone to take offense to it, but if it is what it is. Do you hate are there aspects of yourself that you hate or dislike extremely, that are a part of your gifts, a part of your talents, a part of the things that you're meant to use to it, that you want, that should be cultivated for people because they're unique to you? Or are you just comfortable doing what everyone else is doing because it's been that way and the path is very clear cut? You know, some things are clear cut in life, but I feel like for you guys, I'm feeling a sense of life and the career path you choose not being clear cut for you. If you go from one thing to the other, don't look down on that. Don't kind of dismiss it and say like, well, I don't have much of a career, I'm not doing much, I'm not anything. Please don't do that, because I bet you that the people that are actually going through multiple jobs and going from one to the other actually know what they want more than the people that are actually just sitting tight and doing what everyone else is doing or what's easy. That's not the same for everyone, but that's pretty much the energy I'm getting. It's like you need to recognize that just because people have like a look like they're just like picture perfect and they're getting things done and they have consistency with something, that doesn't mean that they're happy. That doesn't mean that they're operating in their gifts or doing what's really meant for them. It just means that they're used to it. You can get really used to something after a couple of years. I'm getting a lot of Andromedan energy, which is telling me that I'm really talking to people that are going to resonate with my energy, because I'm the kind of person that goes from thing to thing to thing. And I was taught if I were to go to thing to thing to thing, something is wrong with me. If I'm not keeping a job for too long, something's wrong with me. What I really think about that is that the things that I value the most are not what the values and the focus is for a company. Therefore, I need to look at what's good for me, what's best for me. That company will keep running. I need to do what's right for me so that I can actually impart whatever it is that I'm meant to in this life before I go. I'm not going to spend my time just being a number for somebody. What kind of life is that if you know in your heart this job's not for you, this career path's not for you, or anything like that, and you're not listening to it for so long? At least do something that really excites you. You know what I mean? Like, do something that really excites you on the side. Do something that really gives you, like, lets your artistic, if your your artistry and all of that flow. I really feel like someone needs to hear that, because you're not doing something wrong. What you're doing is I mean, if you guys have done something wrong, like illegal or anything like that, that's on you. You decided to do it. But if you're not flowing with the work ethic or the way things are, there's a reason. Please assess why you feel that way, because I'm pretty sure you're going to come across the understanding that there's something that's not compatible in that career path with you. And you have time. You have time. I think most people are so concerned with money. And money is not something that I think is innately bad or wrong. But I think that when you equate, when you look at yourself and your gifts and your talents and your worth and value as less than money, to where you would go into any career path just to make it, over time, you're going to get less and less interested, and you're going to be more and more burnt out. It usually just happens that way, where you can only withstand so much before you break. You need to take a break if you're doing it. Please take a break to actually contemplate this, because if you're spending too much time doing this, you're going to find yourself run and burnt out. Someone needs to hear that. I saw the number 22 on my camera, which is, and I just said that at 22. Someone's 22 years old, or someone's going through that understanding of stability, of home, of understanding what part they play in the orchestration of life, and kind of understanding what they're meant to do and what they're meant to accomplish in this life, and that is okay. What really matters, I think, the most is really acknowledging where you're at. Don't try to kind of like, fit in with the rest of people, because what you'll find is that those people either aren't happy or they're lying. Like, you can find happiness in absolutely anything, even in faking who you are, because it's a skill. It's a skill to do that. And some people have really hashed it out, really figured it out, because they're afraid of being alone. I'm talking to somebody here who feels like a loner, and that's something I resonate with as well. It's like feeling like you feel separate from a lot of people, but you feel like you have to mingle. And I'm not saying it's bad to talk to people, but I'm saying, as far as your energy is concerned, you should shine as an individual and not try to be in the shadows of another person. I have here the Hanged Man as the 4th card. This is really intense energy, and I'm really glad that I'm channeling it, because I feel like it's really empowering, and I hope that you feel that way, because I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I'm coming from a place of experience. And with the Hangman, what we have is this energy of being in between, or feeling like you're stagnated, of feeling like things aren't kind of going the way you want them to, and you're kind of frustrated. I'm getting 777 a lot. 7, divine timing, things happening the way they're meant to for a reason. You may think you're sitting on your ass right now, not doing anything, but in reality, so much stuff is happening behind the scenes. And the people that are that resonate with that are going to, this is for you. I feel like a lot of people are starting to speak out in this time. And I'm feeling like I'm burping so much, which tells me like my throat's opening up, which makes me feel like my avenue of speaking the truth seems to be clearing out. Like, it's easier now. And I feel like that's going to be the same for you as you open up to the people that are there for you as a person, and are cultivating and wanting to know who you are truly as you are. You don't have to show every single person who you are, but the people that really resonate with you, you'll know who they are, whether it's one, whether it's 10, whether it's 20, whether it's 100, it doesn't matter. The value of the friendship is what matters the most. And I feel like a lot of people don't really see how important that is. And what's crazy is I was thinking of the Emperor, and we have the Emperor at the back. We have the Emperor, we have the Six of Pentacles right here, balance of give and take, of how you give, and how what you give mirrors what's inside and what you think you have to give to other people. And we have the Queen of Swords. It's about this knowingness and standing up for yourself, of speaking the truth, and of being honest with your heart and your mind, of not settling for whatever people may throw your way, or whatever things are thrown your way. You guys have so much abundance, and you have so much leadership potential. I want to tell someone that, because I feel like you guys are like able to lead in a way where you're going to inspire people that are coming, that you'll meet later on in life, because they see how you distribute and how you give of yourself to the career path that you're really open to and really like enjoying, and you do it without expectation. You do it because it makes you happy, not because other people are saying all these great things, which is a beautiful thing. But when there's this heart that's unconditionally focused on your passions, on your things, your projects, you'll find that you'll get more people and more things in return. It's like when you say you don't have enough, you'll only see more of that. You'll only see that you don't have enough. With my experience in my household, we worked very hard. My family, my parents were the hardest workers, and they were the greatest parents. It's crazy how much they went through, and they came and raised me and gave me so much confidence in who I am as a person, that I feel like I exude that even more now, because I feel like I understand myself. I didn't understand myself growing up. I was used to what people would tell me I am. I used to project what people told me I am. That was me. If you said I'm shy, I'm shy. Hi, how are you? Like, that was how I operated. I kind of took on anything that people said if they were endeared or happy with me, and I thought that was who I was. And I'm a very multifaceted person, like you guys are. No one's like just one thing. No. I feel like a number of you resonate with that, because there's a sense of you maybe being seen as one thing because people didn't actually get to know you or have the patience to get to know you, or you didn't want to open up to them. Either way, that's okay, but there's a need for you to recognize who you are. And with my parents, and with being immigrants specifically coming here to the US, they had this thing where they were fearful of not having enough, for fear of not providing, because of many things. There was a fear of brutality, of authority, because of the actions of the authority figures in the city, in the state that they were in. There was this perception of police. There was this perception of so many things in this country. And that leaked onto me as an individual, as every parent is. But there was also this essence of money being everything. Like, money has to be, like, you have to fight. You have to really, really, really work so hard to make money. And I found that the way in which money was made, it was kind of like it was working. You were working so hard to make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck. Dude, money is literally paper. It's literally it basically is from trees. And you're telling me that the value of money is somehow more than your soul or whatever you want to do? do you see what some people do out there and they make money on it? Like, I'm not trying to discount what they do, but you can make mad money off of any fucking thing. I'm just being honest. If you don't like cursing, this is not the channel for you either. But if you recognize that you could literally make money off of anything if you show any determination or power or desire to do it, people will come to you. Even more now, because people that want to do that kind of thing are looking for you guys. That's what it feels like. You guys literally are fine. You're gonna be okay. You are okay. You don't know what tomorrow brings. Everyone says that, but truly do you recognize that tomorrow is coming and that you don't have to be afraid of tomorrow? Spirit, what would you like to tell my beautiful people that are watching today, past, present, and future, those that are watching this video? What would you like to tell them from this deck? What would you like to tell them today? I'm hearing the number 27. There might be someone here that's also 27 or may resonate with 27. Someone here had a birthday December 27th is what I'm hearing now, and 23rd. Really interesting. What would you like to tell the collective listening to this channeled message? December 8th as well. I'm getting a lot of Sagittarius energy. So maybe you're Sagittarius if you don't resonate with the dates. A lot of action is necessary. So we're going to take all of those cards. Alright. And that's the chair, guys. I swear. Alright, either way. You're here for the message. So the first one we have is perspective. That says, none of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. And that's that energy of coming into an understanding of recognizing that the thing that you might make your world is probably just a blip in comparison to all of what you can have or what you already have. Sometimes we get so consumed by the day, you know, we think, when we think about, you know, paying our bills for, let's say, the 16th of the month, we think about, man, I gotta get this money, I gotta get this money. If I don't get this, I'm gonna be out on the street. And that's a very valid thing because it's logical if you don't pay something, but there's this energy of you coming out of a place of always thinking that something's out to get you. Know that everything is kind of working in this way where it's all melding and everyone's interacting with each other, and the events that occur from your interactions produce certain things. Please don't get too caught up in the minute things. The details is what I'm feeling. Don't get caught up in trying to perfect every single action or thing you do. Please look at the bigger aspect and the big picture of what's going on here. Don't get overwhelmed with the expression of your gifts, of having to know exactly what they are today in order to acquire wealth. Please just do the baby steps and take the baby steps that are necessary in order to accomplish them. I'm hearing 58, so someone might be 58, but I'm hearing the range 58 to 65. So people who are maybe in a place where they're already retired or want to retire, there may be people that are listening right now that feel like they're just so consumed by the minute details that they need to kind of zone out and picture their life and see how far they've come and recognize that they're taken care of. I think what's interesting is that what popped into my head was this whole thing with the New Year's resolutions. We do that all the time, and I know a lot of people out there have given up on that. I feel like what you should do, rather than just making it a chore, like a thing that you have to do, just think about all the things that you're thankful for and actually write them down. Don't just do this for January 1st, but I recommend writing it down and putting it in a bowl or a jar and seeing how many things you're grateful for, and it makes the things that are going on in your life smaller. I've seen that through experience. I feel like someone needs to really record all of the good things. I feel like this energy of someone being a scribe. I feel like someone here is a scribe, and they like write things down in order to understand them better. I have child orphan, someone who is independent, someone who is fearful of surviving, fearful of of just making it, or just, that's something that we tend to have, or we think that we're just going to make ends meet, and that we won't have more than that. And I want you guys to know that there's more. There's always more. The idea that money is so limited is so wrong. I really, it's really sad how many people are running themselves into the ground because of money, when they could be doing something that they truly enjoy. I feel like there's always possibilities, and I feel like we limit our possibilities and we limit our abilities because what seems right or what seems easy, they're not always the same thing. They're not always the same thing. We have Dance with Life. Do something to change your energy. If you guys can see that, it's a little bright. It's really bright, actually. It has the moon and 2 people dancing right now, and it says do something to change your energy. There's a need for you to allow yourself to enjoy the movement, like going through life and kind of allowing yourself to really feel like the reward is there for every little step that you take. Everything that you do, there's something that you can celebrate. You know, I celebrate when I look at the people that are watching, and I look through this lens and know that I'm looking at someone right now. That means the world to me. That is where my gratitude comes from, and knowing that I get to talk to people that I will never meet, and people that I know, but that I'm getting to know as time progresses. It's a beautiful thing to just kind of look at every success and every step of the way as such. We also have the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. You see how stormy it looks over there? Like, you guys have gone through some stormy waters, some murky waters is what I'm feeling and hearing, is that you guys have gone through some things, and like, you guys are so resilient. 5 and 6, or I think the reason why 5 and 6 is so prevalent, as I said earlier, is because 5 is about extreme transformation, really deep transformation, like the Death card. You're going through the darkness in order to acquire more wealth and information and growth. You're growing. You don't have to doubt that you're growing as you sit in your bed or lie down or as you listen to this video. You're literally doing that as you breathe, because there's something about experience, and as you continue to experience each day, things will come into your path, and it's going to reform your perception of yourself and of others and of your experience. It's like you're living and breathing here. Breathing is something that's intentional, that we don't even recognize because we don't have to. It's something we do so repetitively that we forget how important it is. And I feel like you guys are kind of awakening this newfound energy and zest for life, and for what life can bring and what it does bring. It's not just what it can bring, it's what it does bring for you. We also have all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. And that's what we were feeling earlier when I was talking about and channeling, is that there's a need for you to turn your gaze within, to look at yourself, to be introspective, and to think about what you're experiencing in this world and how you're growing. And we have the 8 of Wands. I just felt like taking that out, just picking the deck up to see what card comes through, and we have that 8 of Wands, which is fast forward movement. That's 8. So that was the number we were channeling. I was channeling earlier. There's so much progression, guys. Wow, you guys have 2 of similar cards in 2 different decks. This is the Void. Okay, this is called Stop, Embrace Winter, Great Cosmic Womb. It's about creation. It's about everything being formless and void. If you guys come from a background of like Christian background or anything like that, you knew that God created the earth. He created all things before it was formless and void. What he did was he then said, it's like he spoke. He spoke to that and it became. That's the power of voice. That's the power of intention. That's the power of using your faculties to say something. If you don't feel or believe what you're saying, how powerful is it? It's not really as powerful as it could be. There's a need for you to intentionally record, or at least look and analyze the things that you say out loud and the feeling you get when you say them. And this is about the big things in life, like the things that you say to your friends when you're going through a tough time, the things that require vulnerability, when you talk to people, or even the things that you say without realizing it. Like, I really want you to assess what you say, because it feels like the voice you need to allow yourself to go through this birthing process of being more aware of what you're saying about yourself, and then how it's formulated, or how it's coming, how it's manifesting in your life. We have trust the timing. Trust the timing. We have trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Time isn't running out for you guys. The number 41 is so prevalent, which is 5. There's this energy of stability coming when you focus in on yourself as an individual rather than on what everyone else is doing. I feel like you're a planet here and so many things are going in orbit around you, and you're kind of fixating on all of the things that are going on when you could be fixating on your own world and what's going on there. Please focus on what is going on there. If you resonate with this at this moment in time, please focus on what is going on in your world. The things that are like in your immediate focus, or in your immediate atmosphere. Focus on what's going on around you rather than just what's going out there in the world. Because you can get so consumed by being right or trying to be defensive of what the world is doing, but I think you need to see what your own world is producing. Your own world is a reflection of what you believe about the outside world. If you're not focusing on yourself first and foremost, I'm not saying be ignorant of what's going on in the outside world, you will find that there is not much for you to be judgmental about. Because I can guarantee you the things that you find outside of yourself are expressions of trauma. They're expressions of fear. They're expressions of desperation. They're expressions of pain. They're expressions of joy, of happiness, of bliss, of expectation, of hope, of admiration, of everything, of lust, of every emotion you can possibly think. Even feeling it feels so good, because I feel like all of those emotions aren't necessarily inherently bad. I really don't. It's the human experience, guys. You got to be patient with yourself, and you got to be patient with other people. You don't have to deal with them, but be patient with them. I mean, Jesus says this, if you feel like you resonate with that. Jesus has said, whoever casts the first stone, you who has no sin, cast the first stone, and no one could do it. And I feel like that made them look internally for the first time in a long time. How many sins have I done today? Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna dip, because I actually don't have any. I actually have a lot. I feel like people do that until they recognize, and until someone asks them the questions, they don't recognize how much and how similar they are to the person that they're talking about. Okay, guys. That energy is powerful. You guys are powerful, and you guys need to recognize the power of your mind. Once someone has your mind, they have all of it. Your mind and your heart. And once someone has your mind and your heart, damn, they have a lot of information. They have a lot. When you give yourself up to fear, or give yourself up to a perception of others that's really toxic or dark, in saying that you're not like that, you're giving yourself leeway to ignore the things that Spirit wants to tell you about you. Personal experience here. And even now, like, my ears popping. It's like it's becoming so easy to channel you guys, because I resonate with you. Spirit, what energy would you like to bring up? What archetypes would you like to highlight for the beautiful people watching today? What would you like to tell the people that are watching today? I'm feeling like sadness. It's so crazy. It's like, I think it's really interesting how the link between sadness and recognition. Sometimes when you recognize something within yourself, you become sad, you become internally destructive, you beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up over what you see. Don't beat yourself up or beat someone else up over what you see. Understand it and recognize it. Say your piece, but recognize that holding on to something, it won't assist you in your path. It will only hinder you, because it'll only further mask and elucidate the things that are going on in your world and around you. We need to stop perpetuating what we see around us. We need to start looking inward in order to transform the place, to transform the environment. If we're still looking at other people every freaking day and saying they're the reason, you miss the point. I don't know why I feel so strongly. I'm like angry right now. That's crazy. You missed the point. If you don't get anything out of this message except that I'm judging you, you missed the point. You missed the point. I heard get a point. Get a point. Find a point on the map and just focus on that. Just like when you're traveling, some of you guys might actually be traveling and looking at a place on the map and just pointing at it. That's where I want to go. That's where I want to help people. That's where I want to see what I want to see. Do the same thing to yourself as well. This is what I want to heal. This is what I want to feel. This is what I want to explore. Okay? You see what I'm saying? I don't know if anyone understands that. Okay? But I don't know why I'm saying okay like that. I don't even talk like that. What the fuck? You guys got me in some mood. Somebody likes to say okay. Somebody likes Cardi B, because I keep hearing that too, which is funny as hell for me. But we have 6 cards here. We have Samaritan refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Are there people that you prefer to ignore or to dismiss? There's a need for you to assess that. I'm seeing pond and I'm seeing hero. It's like you guys look into the pond, you see your reflection, and you instead focus in on everyone else underneath. You're not getting in the water. You're deciding to just look and judge and speak about other people and what they're doing when they've done more than you have, in the sense of putting themselves out there. To be honest with you, there are some people that are literally pointing fingers at people on YouTube, that are pointing fingers at people in the music business and such, and saying they're this and they're that. Well, they did something more than you did because you're watching them. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Everyone has their moment to shine. Everybody should shine. But if somebody's doing something truly ambitious and making something out of themselves, you can't hate them that much. You can't just kind of look down on them. They did something. They did something that attracted other people. Whether it attracted their shadows or attracted other people's light or encouraging other people, they did something. You can't tell me you didn't do something. You didn't do something as well that was stupid or arrogant or caught or anything like that. Please, 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 guys. Your ancestors and your guides are asking you to be a Samaritan. To not look and turn your nose up at the person over there that someone has deemed unclean. Because that's just how it is. Behind the unclean exterior of that individual is a heart and a soul and a mind and power and will and beauty. Some people will look at literally animals and say, oh, they're dumb, they're stupid, they don't know anything. And I want people to recognize how powerful they are. Just because they don't do what you do, talk like you do, think like you do, maybe because we don't even understand their minds that deeply yet, please don't dismiss someone or look down on someone because you can't fully resonate with them. There's something so unique about every individual. You may not understand them, but let it be. Just let it be. Putting out more negativity towards them is only breeding more towards yourself. There's something in yourself that you don't like. If you're gonna expose and speak ill of every single person, but not find one good thing about them. The next one is Trickster, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. So this is about being conventional. there's a need for you to know that your energy is so unique. Purple is about like third eye chakra. That's about insight, that's intuition, that's beauty. That's something about like your spirituality. Amethyst would be very beneficial to you guys, as well as there's one that I have on the tip of my tongue, but it's easier to show you guys. It's carnelian. Carnelian would be very helpful to you guys. Let's see if I can find it here. Also, I think Muakkite jasper would be really good for you guys as well. That's about sensuality, creativity, sexuality. It's about opening up to every aspect of who you are as a person. And I feel like some people are just innately just more avid. They're creative individuals. You guys are very creative, and I see that energy coming out of you guys. A lot of you are very beautiful in your energy, in that you guys are so bright. You guys are so expansive. You guys have so much that you're learning on your journey. There's so much that you're meant to enjoy with hedonist. Some people will look at hedonism as something bad. And I think to see yourself innately as something negative tells me a lot about what kind of programming you have inside, or what you've been usually hearing or listening to. I'm not trying to dismiss any religion necessarily, but I want you to kind of be more in touch with what it is that's inside of you that you're so willing to hide. Because I can promise you the things that you try to hide manifest into something bigger, and then you can't hide that anymore. That's just my experience, and that's what I've seen people experience. It inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. It celebrates the beauty in yourself. That's why I feel like carnelian would be very beneficial to you guys. There's a need for you to expand, to allow yourself to love who you are as an individual, to enjoy yourself, to do things that are fun for you. They're like, take the time out to do something fun, to enjoy someone's company that really lights you up or makes you feel really just makes you feel good. Like be in the presence of yourself and enjoy yourself, and then be in the presence of people that love and really enjoy your company, and allow yourself to just see how beautiful things are. Sometimes we're too easily disturbed, rather than being more so expectant or appreciative of it. It's this energy of being just so pleased with life and just enjoying all that life has to offer. Celebrate the beauty in yourself, guys, because I think you'll find there's beauty there as well. I don't want you guys to think this is all doom and gloom or this is all negative. There's never any negative in this. This is about transformation, and you guys are going through that. You guys are really going through that. I'm hearing 47 as well, which is reducing to 11 again. So you guys are going through a really divine in either encounter and or time in your life right now. Because I feel like you guys are meeting people that are showing you and allowing things to surface that are helping you heal. Okay, guys? We also have here Thief. And I want to see if you guys can see this well. Let's see if that helps at all. Hopefully it's not crooked for you guys. But there's this essence of shedding light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. So you have a wealth of resources at your disposal within you as a person. You have so many things not to dispose of. So disposal is something I don't want you guys to think of as wasting. This is something that you can use and not abuse. It's something that is very heart-centered that you're going to enjoy doing. And I think you guys already either know what this is, or there's a need for you to recognize what that is by just exploring it. Exploring what your mind and your heart are saying to you. What are you really good at? We have engineer here. We have ability to create or to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for redesigning resolutions to common dilemmas. Some of you guys are problem solvers. You guys think on your feet. You guys are able to understand situations faster than some people, and you're able to then formulate some kind of resolution to help you understand, to help you assist people in their journey. Some of you guys are used to pioneering things and starting things up and doing them in a way that others haven't done. I want to see if this is curved or not. I want to make sure you guys can see everything. But I want that energy that engineering energy that someone has in this group, someone here is collective, like in the collective, is very good with that in particular. Likely you've studied engineering, or you've worked in some form or fashion with creating a solution. Architecture is coming to mind as well. There's this energy of you being someone that is very keen to explore your gifts and your abilities. We have here at the last one, servant, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. So there's this heart for people that you have to, you guys might just be like, I feel like you guys are just so like, at some point or another, you guys might have felt jaded by somebody, or jaded by people outside of your circle, because you felt like you gave your love and you expressed the way you cared, and you were so open emotionally, and someone hurt you and made you close off and feel like the world's against you. I don't want to deal with the world outside because of what I can see and what I've seen them do. I want you to open up to just the small things in your life and in your world that are there to love you, that are there in acceptance of you, whether it be like a friend, a family member, or just spending time with what aspects of you that you're being presented with that need some love and affection. Sometimes we tend to put and box procrastinators together. We say, they're lazy, they're bums, they should just, wow, I heard eat shit and die, or something like that. There's this energy of like just a destructive thought process where you think that if people aren't doing something in a time frame, like they didn't do well in school, or they didn't get their work done, that they're somehow lesser than, when there's a reason that they're procrastinating. We're not giving an excuse for it, but we're telling people, or I am at least understanding that there's a reason for it. And it may be in the learning style, it may be in a number of things that the person can't quite comprehend or doesn't want to comprehend. There's a need for you to be free and loving with the expression of love towards yourself, of being open to being okay with the things that you don't like yet, or the things that you don't like at all, that you don't see yourself liking. There's a need for you to open up to accepting that part of you and those parts, because the more you're against and abrasive towards yourself, the more you're going to see that abrasiveness flow in your experience with people. If they're dealing with their shit and they're going through their problems, you don't have to be a mirror for that, okay guys? At the bottom of the deck we have here guide. We have here represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. We have victim here, which is prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. It says again, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. That's what we were just talking about. And we have here vampire. Makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. There's a need for you to disconnect from those that are draining you. When you feel drained on the phone with somebody, there's a reason. When you feel like overwhelmed, even when your body responds, I'm getting like someone here in the audience is getting constipated after they talk to someone. Like your bowels, like your gastrointestinal tract and all of that, it starts to get really blocked, where you're feeling upset, where you're throwing up, or you're really going to the bathroom a lot. Some people manifest it physically, and I'm sensing somebody is aware of that. They're aware that whenever someone comes into their path, if they feel nervous with them, specifically with someone that you've consistently had to live with or deal with in some form or fashion, like a family member or something like that, you guys have seen it manifest physically, that feeling in your gut and in your chest. There's a need for you guys to allow yourself to meditate, allow yourself to really reflect, and to also cut out occurrences of that, like seeing that person, dealing with that person even. If they don't respect you in your space, they don't deserve to be in your space. And if you live with them, they don't deserve to have your conversations or have your time if they're not willing to come to some compromise. If you feel like they're just draining you, I would say there's a need for someone here to learn protective measures of protecting their energy so they're not getting overwhelmed, and then also visualizing white light surrounding their body, into every crevice and every cell. I was hearing cellular structure. I was hearing a number of things about the cells. You guys may not be aware of how impactful the mind has on the body, on your cell, on your cells. The impact of your mind is also indicative, you know, like when you experience stress, that affects your body, that affects your everything. That's something that comes from a place of stressing, of hormones, of regulate. You need to regulate the people that are in your life that are stressing you out, so that you're not getting these emotions that are affecting you internally. Okay, guys? The camera's been a little interesting, so I had to take a second to fix it, but I wanted to just reiterate the importance here of allowing yourself to see what's draining your life force, because those things that are manifesting physically are going to continue unless you allow yourself to do what's right for you as an individual. Whatever that means for you guys in particular, please allow yourself to either distance from this person, or to allow yourself to have the coping mechanisms, or not coping, but the mechanisms of protecting your energy in some form or fashion. Tell them, I gotta go home, like, I'm sorry I can't stay, or I need to be home by this time. I appreciate you telling me what's going on because I really care about you, but I want you to recognize that, or at least just say, I really hope that things work out. There's a need for you to distance from some emotional manipulation as well for someone out here. 56 is coming again, so that person might be 56. This is a specific one, and I'm hearing Jerry. If you know someone that's a Jerry that's 56, you need to kind of, that person seems to be involved in this reading in some form or fashion. It might be you, or it might be the individual that you're dealing with. Okay, guys? So that's what I have for you guys today. I love you so, so much. And for the sake of simplicity or duplicity, I really hope that you guys will choose to look inward, to choose to look at yourself, and to choose to look at what you can expand on and grow in, rather than trying to project something. Because you deserve to show who you are and to know who you are for others. For yourself first, and then for others as well. So I love you guys so much, and you take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.